meet you. I'm Trina Hendrickson.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming in today. It's kind of cloudy out, isn't it, today? I was kind of hoping the sun would poke out.
Oh, Minnesota weather.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, before we get started, I just want to let you know about a couple of things about the limits of confidentiality.
Okay.
So everything we discuss here will be confidential.
Sure.
Except for the following. If you're a danger to yourself or others. If you tell me any sexual or physical abuse or neglect of the elderly, a minor, or another vulnerable adult.
Okay.
If there's a subpoena from the court for me to give any records of our meetings or sessions together.
Sure.
And then also if you threaten the life of the President of the United States.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about any of that?
No.
Oh, okay. And so tell me, what brings you here today?
Well, you know, I have this big presentation coming up at work. We just got a promotion, and I get so nervous when I have to speak in front of a whole bunch of people. And this presentation that I have to do is in front of about 100 people, I'd say. And it's just making me so nervous. I'm just afraid that I might freeze up or like say something stupid or something along those lines, and I'm starting to lose sleep over it, so I'm just really having a hard time with it right now.
Have you ever had any experiences of this fear of speaking before in your past? Or?
Yeah, I guess I would say that it's kind of always been there. Don't like having a lot of people, I guess, watching me when I'm talking, just because I feel like I'm being judged, or I don't know, something along those lines. Yeah, I think it's kind of been there ever since like high school, but now it's more of a big deal, obviously, because I have this new job, so I get really nervous and I don't want to mess up because I just got this promotion and I don't want people to think I'm stupid and things like that.
So how old were you when you first had these problems of fear of public speaking?
I'd say in high school probably when I was around 16. Yeah.
Can you tell me more about how you're feeling when you get this fear?
Sure. Well, when I'm up there, right before I like have to give the presentation, I just feel like, I don't know, like I'm having a heart attack or something along those lines. I'm not really sure. My heart starts to race, my hands start to shake, my voice, even to me, sounds really shaky. I feel like I'm about to cry the entire time, which I know probably sounds really ridiculous. What else? I feel like I get really hot, and like my face feels really hot. And a lot of times it's hard for me to like think about like the next thing that I want to say and like how to formulate all of that. Yeah, pretty much how I feel. And it's hard, especially when you have to give a presentation for like an hour in front of colleagues and people at work who obviously need the information and are kind of in a way judging the information. So I don't know. It's just hard.
Is an hour about the length of time that your presentation at this upcoming work will be?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's why I'm just really nervous. I haven't done anything for that long, like a presentation, so I just don't know what to do.
Has anything that you've tried in the past helped you with presentations? Any coping mechanisms or preparation or anything that you've done helped?
That's a good question. I don't really know. I haven't really paid attention to that, I guess. It's been, like I said, a long time since I've had to give a presentation to over 100 people. I try and get out of it most of the time so I don't have to do it. That puts me at ease when it's on somebody else, obviously. But this one I just have to do because work.
You said that you try to get out of it. Can you go more into that? Give me some examples of how you have gotten out of presentations in the past.
Sure. Well, in high school and stuff, I would just pretend like I was sick and just couldn't do it and tell my teacher that. And some of them were more understanding, or some of them would say, "Oh, well, you don't worry about the time limit or whatever. You don't have to get to that certain time like everybody else." So then things like the rules, I guess, were kind of bent for me a little bit. As far as at work, I tried to do like group presentations, and I guess maybe that's helped more so, having somebody else up there with me so I don't feel as nervous. But I still get those symptoms, those feelings, regardless of whether someone's with me or not. I guess maybe it's a little bit less if there is somebody with me.
And this presentation that you'll be giving at work, is that by yourself independently?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how often do you experience these problems when you're in the presentation? Does it tend to decrease your feelings of nervousness, or does it pretty much
I think
persevere?
it's really, really bad at the beginning, like right before I have to go up there and talk. Trying to think. I'd say especially for like the first 5 to 10 minutes, it's really, really bad. Like, I'm very self-critical, I guess, and I can hear that shakiness in my voice, and I can feel my hand, like I'm really aware of those things for the first 5 to 10 minutes. And then after that, I don't know, it kind of goes down, I guess, or maybe it plateaus, and I just have gotten to a more comfortable place with it somehow. But yeah, it's pretty bad right at the beginning. Towards the end, there's definitely like a sigh of relief, like within the last few minutes of it. I just feel relieved to be done. It definitely feels like there's a weight lifted off my shoulders.
I bet.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of our session, you mentioned that you haven't been sleeping a lot.
Right.
Can you tell me more about that?
Sure. I think mainly once I knew that I had to give this presentation, that there was no way out of it, I felt like, I don't know, it's just kind of been on the back of my mind, whether I give it attention or not. And I think that's why I've been having a lot of problems sleeping recently. I've been tossing and turning more so throughout the night. I get maybe like 4 hours of sleep each night. Ever since I heard that I had to do this presentation, which has been about a couple weeks now, and it's still a couple more weeks out until I have to get this presentation. And I'm a person who really loves sleep, so I really miss my sleep. So it's been hard.
And you said you get about 4 hours of sleep now
Right.
since this. You found out about this presentation. What did you typically get before?
Say like 9.
Okay.
So less than half
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, definitely a significant difference.
Right.
Have you found yourself having difficulty functioning during the day with this?
Yeah, I think I've been a little bit more slow with things and had trouble paying attention more so and staying focused and on task, especially at work. I come home and I just feel so tired, so yeah.
Are there any steps that you have taken to help yourself with this preparation for this presentation? Anything that has lessened your nervousness about it, or?
Not really. Not yet. Maybe that's what I was kind of looking for help with here.
Definitely. That's a great goal to go for. You mentioned that you have that presentation. Have you done anything in preparation for the actual presentation?
Yeah.
You have. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've had to do research and charts and blah, 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 all that fun stuff. Most likely I'll end up doing a PowerPoint. So, been starting to put that all together, and hopefully it'll be done soon.
Well, that's great that you're doing that though, and getting
Yeah.
prepared.
Yeah.
So what are you able to do, but with difficulty? You mentioned that you're getting about 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And you're able to prepare, but you're having a difficult time.
Yeah, things
focusing.
take a lot longer to do, I think, in general. Yeah, with the focus and stuff. So staying on task for this whole presentation and crunching out the numbers and all that fun stuff, that's been a little bit more difficult for me to do. It takes longer than what it should or what it normally does for me. Trying to think, I used to love working out, and I don't do that as much anymore. Since I found this out, kind of just been, my head's not really, I don't know, I feel, again, like I said, I feel so exhausted with hardly any sleep, so then the motivation or want or desire or whatever you want to call it to go to the gym just isn't there.
Okay. Do you feel like when you worked out in the past that has helped you?
With the presentation or
Yeah,
what do
just
you
with
mean?
your nervousness, like after you go to the gym or
Yeah.
work out, do you feel like that you're less nervous? That helps kind of settle you?
I guess I hadn't really thought of it that way, but in a way, just working out was kind of a way to get my mind off of work life and like personal life, or like, you know, other things in life, I guess, I don't know. It was kind of just like a me time, kind of like time for myself, something that I like to do on my own time when I have the time. And so it's kind of been hard not to want to do that as much anymore.
Definitely. Are there any other areas of your life that's been affected?
Sleep, gym. I think those are the main ones that I can think of.
Any interpersonal relationships with friends or partner or anything been affected?
Oh, well, I haven't been spending as much time with my husband. Again, just because I feel so exhausted and kind of just like becoming a little bit more lonely, more withdrawn from people, just because I'm so tired.
Of course.
So, yeah, it's kind of been hard.
How has he been reacting to this?
Well, he was really understanding at first, but now he's just kind of like, get over it. I mean, it's a presentation. It's not the end of the world. At first he was like, well, honey, what's wrong? Like, why aren't you sleeping or doing like the things that you enjoy? All that kind of stuff. And now it's just, well, put the work into it and you'll be fine kind of attitude. So it's been kind of hard to adjust to that as well.
How about your eating? Has that been affected at all?
No, I'd say it's been pretty consistent ever since I found out about this presentation.
So, are there, well, we kind of talked about that before, but have you sought treatment for any of these issues before in the past at all?
No. This is my first time.
So what brought you here to start seeking help for this nervousness?
I just feel like I haven't really found a good way to deal with it, and also just kind of figuring out the support that I need, since I'm not really getting it from work or from my husband. So it's kind of a last straw in a way. There's nowhere else really to turn, I guess. So it's time to work on me. I don't know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's good. We have a couple minutes left. Is there anything that you want to bring up before we end our session for the day?
No, just that I'd really like to be able to sleep more and be at ease, and I'm hoping that coming here will help with all of that, with the anxiety and hopefully from here on out, whenever I'll have to give a presentation, I'll be more at ease with it and more comfortable, where I don't feel as self-critical or nervous, I think is kind of the goal.
It sounds like you have a lot of really great goals to work on, and
Yeah.
I'm really excited that we'll be able to hopefully work through those. Maybe next session we can kind of talk about the different things that have worked or may work to help ease your nervousness for the presentation.
Yeah.
Does
That'd be great,
okay,
yeah.
sound like a good goal for next session?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Great.
Well, thank you for coming in, taking
Yeah.
time to see me.
Thank
I look
you.
forward to our next session.